Welcome back to our channel, Hume's Little Homestead. This is our year in review for 2021. It is January 1st, and we're excited to do this video today. YouTube in March. Well, I had an old YouTube channel that I used to sell makeup, and so I had started this YouTube channel years ago and didn't keep up with it, and so we started our family YouTube channel on this channel, and I changed the name from, I think it was Katie the Makeup Chick or something like that.
I don't know what it was. I didn't follow the videos too close.
It wasn't a huge interest of his. And so we decided we're going to do our YouTube channel. We came up with a name with our family. Our kids helped us. And we chose Hume's Little Homestead. And we put up our first video on March 24th. So that was our first, this is our little family. We're going to do a family vlog. So we started March 24th on an old YouTube channel that I guess repurposed. I recycled the YouTube channel. And so that was what we did in March. And we also, in March, we began putting up a fence around our property. So Ryan's going to talk a little bit about...
Was it March that we started that?
Yep.
Yeah, we started getting the supplies, and then we planned out our fence. We were just going to do a quick field fence to enclose our entire property. That way, we could keep animals in, predators out, for the most part, and we were having a big problem with cows getting into our property and, trampling all of our trees and eating the trees and stepping in our garden. We even had them get in our garden one year, didn't we, or one time? They stomped all through the garden. So we got some 4 foot tall, or was it 4 or 5 foot? It's 4 foot tall field fence. And we encircled our property with it, put a gate in, and I think that took us a couple months, though.
Yeah, we have part 1, part 2, and part 3 for that. So if you wanted to go back and look at those, we have part 1, part 2, part 3. We love how it turned out.
Yeah.
No cows have gotten in. We have had little predators, like dogs can still get in. It's not predator-proof, but it has really made a big difference. Yeah. So then we move on to April. And in April, we put a drip system in for my trees, but I couldn't find the video that we did that on. So we did put a drip system in for my trees that I had planted from seed. They're peach trees and a pear tree. And just having this watering system, I didn't have to water them by hand anymore. It saved me a lot of time. So I can go out and show you that. We have disconnected it for the winter. We will reconnect it in the spring. So we will take you through that. But that was in April. And then we had a broody hen hatch some chicks in April. And then we move on to May. In May, we had a failed chicken hatch. I was doing an experiment with an incubator. It was my 3rd time to try and see if it was the incubator or user error. And we set, I want to say, like 48 eggs and only 1 hatched. So I
think there were 50.
50?
Yeah.
We can go back and look on that. And they were fertile. They began growing, and most of them were growing to like day 8, and then they just died. And I believe it's the incubator that I used had problems with ventilation and keeping the temperature. It wouldn't hold the right temperature. So then we purchased a really nice incubator, and I have mentioned that already on these videos, and we're much happier with the incubator that we have now.
I think, did we have 1 chicken survive that hatch, right?
Yeah, but it was killed.
Oh yeah,
I think we're getting there. So when that chicken hatch failed, I was pretty sad, and I called Ryan and said, can I go and get some chickens from Tractor Supply, because we had 1 chicken and it needed some buddies.
Some chickens.
And I was wanting to try meat birds, and I got to Tractor Supply, and they had meat birds, and they were like, we'll sell them to you for 25 cents each. So I bought, or was it $1?
No, I think it was like 25 or 50 cents.
No, it was $1 because I bought 21 chickens for $22. So I bought I bought 19 meat birds and 6 Easter eggers, 3 Easter eggers and 3 olive eggers, and I brought them home, and we were very excited about that. Ryan was like,
they were very excited.
A few chickens.
I'm expecting maybe 5-6 chickens. Come home to this box full of
about
chickens.
30 chickens, yeah. So that was pretty exciting. And we built in May, because I bought all those chickens, we had to build a chicken tractor. So we built a chicken tractor in May for the meat birds, which grow really fast, and we were so happy. We went with Cornish cross meat chickens, and they grew really well, and they were just a great bird to raise.
Tasty too.
Yeah, they taste really good, which is really important to us. There's no reason to, because we've tried to butcher some of our chickens that are older, and we have not had good luck. We thought they tasted gross, and we're like, why would anyone grow their own chicken? This is nasty. So the Cornish cross made all the difference, and we haven't tried some of the other meat birds out there, but we're happy with the Cornish cross, so we'll probably stick with them for a while. Now in June, I like to order beneficial insects for our garden, and so I ordered us a praying mantis utica, and we put that in a jar with some damp paper towels and just waited for that to hatch in June. And in June, I also received I had ordered some quail eggs from Alchemist Farm. And I set our quail eggs in June, and they hatched in June, which was very exciting because it's our first time to raise quail. And we built our quail hutch, and then on my birthday, on June 28th, we had a predator attack and actually kill those 3 Easter egger chickens. We have the 3 olive egger chickens still, but killed the 3 Easter egger chickens. Also we had 4 ducks at the time, killed those ducks. We also had another duck called Lucky Ducky. It killed that duck, and it killed our broody hen with her chicks, which it was just a really sad day, a really bad day. But we did have some chickens left. We didn't get them all, and unfortunately we had neighbors that we are assuming it was the same predator. There was some 2 stray dogs. We think someone just dumped some dogs out here, which is very sad and unfortunate, and they got into our neighbors' chicken coops as well, and pretty much all of our neighbors that have chickens, they killed their chickens. Either all of them or only left a couple. Like, it was really sad. So please don't dump your animals. Take them to the animal shelter. All right. Yeah. July, the praying mantis hatched, and we released him into the garden. Because we didn't have ducks anymore, my friend has a farm in the Gila Valley, Arizona. I'm not sure I think she's in Safford. It's real far. It's not, I think Thatcher is first, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's in Safford. Her farm is called Out of the Way Farms, and she sells duck eggs for eating. And I asked if the eggs were fertilized, and they were. And I said, can I get 50 eggs from you and try and hatch? Because I had this new incubator that worked really well for our quail, so I wanted to try and hatch some ducklings. And the kids and I went and took a little mini trip and went to see her farm, and she has horses and goats. And it was a really fun trip to see my friend and also get those duck eggs. And then in July, we also processed the meat birds. And you want to talk a little bit about the meat birds that we ordered?
We ordered a plucker, and we also ordered a little burner so we could, scald the chickens first to get the feathers off. And we really liked both products. We just ordered the cheap burner, and it works just fine. I mean, it's good for, anything you want to do with it, like you would with any burner. You can do deep fried turkeys, whatever. It comes with a big pot, and it worked perfect for scalding the chickens. And then, like I say, we got the plucker as well to test it out and to keep it for our little homestead, and it works out great, man. It saves so much time. Wasn't a big mess with it because it just has a discharge pipe on the bottom. All the feathers go right out. we just had them go in a bucket, didn't we? Or no,
we had them go on the ground, and then we
just
raked
picked
them up. But I think next time we would put a tarp under.
Yeah, put a tarp or something.
We had
under.
feathers in our yard for this whole year.
Yeah. But, I mean, it really wasn't that messy, though. I mean, if you just contain those feathers and stuff,
that's the only thing.
Big deal. Yep. And then we also bought a little processing table that hooks up to the hose, has a faucet, and that made things really nice, too. Mm-hmm. Made cleanup really easy. It was pretty sanitary for all the birds. And then we also ordered some shrink wrap bags for the chickens, and those work pretty good, too.
Yeah,
and
great.
We just once we got done processing, we just dropped the chickens in there. And
we put them in the freezer overnight.
Yeah.
Not a.
So we had a deep freeze that we had just bought, and it wasn't plugged in.
Actually, we got it for free.
Yep, we did. And we filled it full of ice, and then we put all the birds in there to rest, because you want to let them rest so that the meat, I think it tenderizes. I don't know exactly
before,
what it does,
so you do this with any size animal, but chickens need 24 hours to rest in like refrigerator temperature, not freezer conditions. If you freeze them right after they're dead, I don't know much about it, but I read that it can really make your meat tough and not good. So letting the meat rest and I don't know, is it rigor mortis? Is that what it's called?
Well, rigor mortis will set in either way, but I think letting it rest just lets everything go out of it.
Yeah, it kind of made it more limp.
Tender. I think tender's a better word.
Anyway, we let the chicken rest, and then we bagged it the next day. So it was like 24 hours later we bagged it, and then just put them in the freezer in those bags.
Super easy with those shrink wrap bags, though. You just wrap them up and dip them in the boiling water real quick, and then seal them up. Nice
and then we sprayed out that freezer. It's fine. We can use that freezer. We cleaned it and sanitized it with some bleach so that, because it had raw chicken in it. Okay. What's next? Oh, we got new kittens in July. And we got our biggest purchase ever since our house.
I think since the van.
The van?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we paid off our van at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
We had no car payments, and we were feeling pretty okay with financial stuff, so we went ahead and splurged on an RV for our family, and we went on a lot of camping, like 3 camping trips.
Yeah.
And we have plans to do more camping trips this next year. And then August came, and our ducklings hatched, and not much was happening in August. We did get pregnant, and I wasn't feeling very good, so I didn't do as many videos in August. And then in September, we got a pig. Our neighbors messaged us and said, we have a pig that has, its legs are injured and it might die. Do you want to try and save it? So I said, well, I have to text Ryan because I promised I would stop bringing home animals without, telling him, bringing home 30 chickens.
Surprise.
So I texted Ryan and he said, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. So we still do have our pig, and she is getting huge, and should be really ready to process February, maybe March. We're not sure which month we're going to process her, but it will be
a little bigger, so
it'll be very soon. And we are just going to take her to a butcher. We're not going to try and do that ourselves.
Not quite ready
this time. Yeah. And then in September, we canned tomatoes. And in October, we had a YouTube family meetup with the Walker Farm fam, with the farm on Route 66, and the 10 Barn Farm. And that was seriously so much fun. It was a mini rodeo, and there was all these games for the kids. And it was just really cool to meet these families and connect. And then we splurged and went on a family zoo trip and took our kids to the Phoenix Zoo. And we also walked through the Mesa, Arizona Temple open house. And then in November, my sourdough worked. I've tried over and over and over to make a sourdough starter and recipe that actually worked, and it worked. And then we also started a ladybug farm, and it has been a huge success. None of my plants in here have aphids on them anymore, so
I think the sourdough was her favorite thing about this entire year.
I just needed a win. This has been a little bit of a hard year for our personal lives, our family. So, and then in December, we hatched quail from we hatched Haley. It's Haley's quail project. We hatched them from the quail that we hatched out. So it's our second batch of quail, and it's from our breeding stock that we hatched from Alchemist Farm. But these are our quail from our farm now, so that's pretty cool. And Ryan made his first knife,
Yep.
and that wraps up the year.
I think so. Yeah, I built my forge and my grinder both this year too. So those were big things I got done, and then I think it'll be a good thing. We're gonna
Yeah, and we didn't film you building those two things.
No.
We have had questions asking us if we filmed that, and we didn't. We're sorry about that. But we did film his very first knife, and I'll put a link to that video. And
maybe I think one of my friends wants me to build a grinder with him, so I might video that one, and then we can put that on the channel as well. And if I build another forge, same thing.
And we weren't sure if we were going to talk about it, but a couple big things that happened in our lives is we lost 2 pregnancies this year, so we did have 2 miscarriages. So that is some other content that we have up. If anyone is struggling with overcoming a loss like that, we understand, and it's very difficult. So that was our first time to experience losing a pregnancy and losing a baby, and it happened to us twice this year. So that was pretty crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
And sad. So that's what's been going on kind of behind the scenes, where we try and work through it, but there's still sad days and hard days. So that is it. But now let's talk about our goals for 2022. I'm excited for 2022. It's going to be a good year. We have some plans. So for the garden, I have always pretty much focused on tomatoes and peppers. And last year I focused a lot on learning more about herbs and growing herbs. So this year my focus is I want to do better at growing green beans. I've never been very successful at growing green beans. I don't know if it's just because we live in Arizona where we don't get much rain, and I'm just not good at figuring out where the green beans would like to be in the irrigation. Like tomatoes prefer to dry out before you water them again. So I don't know if I don't know what I'm doing wrong with green beans, but I'm going to try and have green beans this year. And I am going to try to do better at growing melons. Our family loves watermelons, cantaloupe, honeydew, and so those are the 3 I'm going to really hone in on and leave a really big space for those. And I might do...
I love melons.
Pumpkins, and I might do potatoes, but I'm not sure about that. I do love growing pumpkins, but they bring a lot of squash bugs. So I've been able to stay on top of the squash bugs with only having a few squash plants. And so I'm trying to lean more towards organic gardening, so I don't like to spray our stuff with anything. And the squash bugs just get out of control when you're doing this kind of gardening. The other thing we want to do is we either want to add bees, so we want to add a beehive, or milk, goat milk. Goats for milking. So we haven't decided which way we're going to lean on what animal we're going to add next year. And Ryan has some knife making goals.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make a couple knives a month at least. And I think that's pretty much it. I want to start selling knives this year as well.
And I don't think we'll film every knife you make.
Yeah, I definitely won't film every knife. I'll film some though. Mm-hmm. That way we can...
Especially if he learns a new technique or something.
Or try something new. I'll film it. But there's some other plans too that might work out. So we'll see when that comes around. Yeah.
That does it for 2022. We hope you have enjoyed our content this year, and we're so thankful to all who have subscribed.
We are.
And we hope that you'll continue to come back and see how we're doing on our little homestead. I guess we could talk about the kids a little bit too. Some of their accomplishments.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to next year? Do you have any goals for next year?
You mean this year?
Yeah, it is January 1st. Is there any animals you would like to try next year for our homestead?
Horse.
You'd like a horse? Haley, do you have any goals for next year?
I have a lot.
Okay, what are they?
Doing my homework that I don't know how to do. And I don't even know which ones now I know. And then may get new animals and
What kind of new animal?
my fish having new babies.
Oh, you think your fish are gonna have babies this year? Mmm.
She really likes horses.
Yes, she does love horses.
I want a horse for my 10th birthday, but Mom, there was this horse on a video. Its name. There was a horse on a video, and its name was Spirit, and then somebody else got it. That was sad.
Emmett is sleeping through the new year.
That's in school.
Levi, do you have any goals for this year?
My goal is to get straight A's in school and also
That's okay.
animals. I want to get a cat.
Even though we already have a cat?
And that's my own name. And a hamster.
You want a hamster this year?
I already have
I don't know if that will be happening.
Just take over Hannah's.
Yeah. I don't have any goals. She's nice now, but I want bees. Don't be mean to her.
You want to add bees to our homestead for honey?
And to scare Levi to death.
That's not nice. You have that same goal of straight A's too, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a trampoline.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So, and one more goal for me. Straight A's.
Okay.
That's why I want to do that homework sheet.
One down. Couldn't make it till midnight. I don't know how she's asleep like that. She's nestled on there like a little monkey on a tree branch.
I'm never gonna sleep.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? I'm gonna close that door so we don't wake up Mom. Because we're gonna yell.
Now it's 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Everyone got your cider?
Can't drink it yet.
Don't drink it yet, Emmett.
Here. Can you hold it, bud?
No, you can't.
Hannah didn't make it.
Yeah, for 2 minutes.
She's so sweet.
Come here. Sit on my lap.
Did you get Papa his cider?
Did I wake her up?
We gotta go. We gotta say cheers. Is that one mine?
Yes.
Cheers. Mommy.
Tell us when.
We are going to count down 5.
We'll start at 10.
What does that mean?
11:58 and 46 seconds. In about 10 seconds, it's going to be 1 minute till midnight.
Look at you. You're gonna have this in a second. Okay? Just a minute, bud.
Just a second, Emmett. How many?
1.
Are you guys ready to count down?
50 seconds.
Woohoo! Should we make
All right.
one for Hannah just in case she wakes up?
No.
That's Phoenix.
It
Well,
doesn't matter.
we're basically in
We're
Phoenix.
Arizona time.
We're
That's what I
Arizona.
put in Arizona.
10.
Not yet. Oh, I'm getting so thirsty.
When it gets to 50, see the seconds? When it gets to 50, you start going.
And everybody look at me so we can say it together. And then we'll do cheers.
First happy
Let's show what kind we got. Sparkling white grape and sparkling red grape.
Get ready.
Is it?
10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Woo! Cheers!
Nasty.
I like it.
Can I have some?
Refill. What are you guys looking forward to in 2022?
COVID being gone. Whatever freaking happened.
What? Hot chocolate. Presents. My presents.
Oh yeah, your birthday's coming. It's like
Christmas.
presents. We just had
I
Christmas.
hear fireworks.
Look outside! Quick!
They always do it on the back. That's where you can see them. They're not up there.
Looks so cool. Look at this swirly.